Foundation of every discipline is laid by some torchbearers. Comte, Durkheim, Marx and Weber were such torchbearers in case of sociology. Due to its very nature, sociology has happily accommodated diverse thoughts in his study. On the other hand, there are positivists like Durkheim who gave society primacy. There are interpretivists and modernists on the other side who put individual subjectivity at the heart of the discipline. As the discipline grew, it witnessed various phases dominated by a set of particular ideas in a particular epoch. Unlike many other scientific disciplines, truth in sociology has many shades of grey, and this has brought fresh perspectives in the discipline from time to time. Social thinkers present multiple truths, and this helps us in understanding complex human society. Functionalism as a perspective evolved with the beginning of sociology as a discipline, and Auguste Comte, Durkheim, and Spencer put forth ideas which formed its basis. Its basic premise is that society works at a system of interconnected parts, and each part exists because it has to perform certain functional prerequisites for the whole system, that is, for society. This view is primarily shaped by beliefs of functionalists that society behaves like an organism with various parts, and each part is studied in the light of that function. Often the terms positivism and functionalism are used in conjunction, but two are not one and the same. Positivism is that strand of sociology which puts scientific study at the heart of discipline. It aims to make discipline scientific, and positivists tend to make predictions by doling out theories in a similar fashion to natural sciences. Functionalist approach begins with an observation that behavior of society is structured. In this approach of studying society, relationships between members of society are organized in terms of fixed rules. Social relationships are therefore patterned and recurrent. These relationships are guided by generalized values in the society, which guide behavior of members of society. So the functional perspective was applied in different contexts by different thinkers. Malinowski used it to study religion, Murdoch used it to evaluate universality of family, Davis and Murray used to study stratification in society. Herbert J. Gans used to analyze functions of poverty, and Mertens used to study deviance. After its initial popularity, functionalism became a dominant perspective in sociology when a variant of functionalism called structural functionalism led by Parsons and Merton emerged. But after the 1950s, popularity of functionalism declined due to upheavals in 1960s and 70s when conflict perspective along with other emerged as viable alternatives. The fact that functionalists only look at beneficial aspects of social relations led to criticism of the approach that their approach is conservative and status quoist. Functionalists are often accused of offering teleological explanation that they confuse with cause and effect in a circular function. Functionalist theories are prone to ecological fallacies. They assume inference about individuals can be made out of aggregate data. For example, GDP growth data in the world may be positive, but it doesn't mean that everyone is becoming better off. Functionalists make similar mistake when they consider larger functional role of institutions but ignore the impact of those institutions on the individuals. Emile Durkheim was one of the pioneers of sociology and founder of the functionalist tradition, along with Spencer and Comte. According to him, society has a reality of its own over and above the individuals who comprise it. Society has a reality of its own over and above the individuals who comprise it. Society has a reality of its own over and above the individuals who comprise it. His contribution to the formative discipline was immense, and he is often called the father of sociology for various reasons which are discussed in this. First, he made an earnest effort to define the subject matter of sociology and attempted to develop true science of society in the form of sociology. He defined the subject matter as study of social facts and suggested scientific methods for its study. Social facts. Durkheim was highly influenced by the approach of natural scientists, and inspired by that, he tried to understand society in terms of some universal laws. He saw discovery of social laws as a solution to the problem of society. He saw the discovery of universal social laws as the solution to the problem of society. He doled out the concept of social facts to lay the scientific foundation of new discipline. Social facts were visualized akin to natural facts. In his major work titled Montesquieu and Rousseau, 1892, Montesquieu and Rousseau, 1892, he laid down general conditions for establishment of a science of society. Social science should deal with specific subject matter and not total knowledge, and should aid at identifying general types rather than describing individual types. Durkheim further classified the scope and methodology of sociology in his book, The Rules of the Sociological Method, 1895. According to him, the task of sociologist is to study social facts as things as we study in the natural world. He defines social facts are ways of acting, thinking, and feeling which are external to the individual and are endowed with the power of coercion by reason of which they control them. Social facts are ways of acting, thinking, and feeling which are external to an individual and are endowed with the power of coercion by reason of which they control him. According to Durkheim, social facts can be understood by their four characteristics: externality. Social facts exist outside the individual and must be seen apart from the individual. Constraining social facts exercise constraining influence over the individual action. Generality. Social facts are general in nature and must not be confused with individual interpretation of individual facts, and independent. Social facts are independent of the will of the individual. Thus, Durkheim kept social facts above individuals. Social facts are abstract phenomena that can be visualized as objective reality. In the Rules of Sociological Method, 1895, Durkheim differentiated between two broad types of social facts: material and non-material social facts. Although he dealt with both in his course of his work, his main focus on non-material social facts, for example, culture, social institutions, morality, collective conscience, social currents, rather than on material social facts. His main focus was on non-material social facts, for example, culture, social institutions, morality, collective conscience. Non-material social facts: culture, collective conscience, social current, rather than on material social facts. He concluded that earlier societies were held together primarily by non-material social facts, specifically a strongly held common morality, or what he called a strong collective conscience. He saw social facts along a continuum of materiality. Sociologist usually begins a study by focusing on material social facts which are empirically accessible in order to understand non-material social facts which are abstract in nature. According to him, there are two ways to explain social facts. First, by determining the cause of social facts. According to him, the cause of social fact lies in another social fact. For example, suicide does not lie in individual's will but should be explored through other social facts: population